Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. I'm your host, Ellen, and today we have 100 questions on 1950s to 1960s music. Here is our Quiz Class awards board. You can tell us how you ranked at the end with the answer to the bonus question. And for today's lineup, we're starting with iconic artists. Which Elvis Presley song recorded at Sun Records is often credited with helping to launch his career? Hound Dog, Heartbreak Hotel, or That's All Right? That's All Right. What was the name of Chuck Berry's signature guitar move? The chicken strut, the duck walk, or the moonwalk? The duck walk. Which of these artists was known as the Killer due to his wild piano playing style? Little Richard, Ray Charles, or Jerry Lee Lewis? Jerry Lee Lewis. What was the name of the plane crash that claimed the lives of Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper? The Day the Music Died, the Clear Lake Disaster, or the Winter Dance Party Tragedy? The Winter Dance Party Tragedy. Which Johnny Cash song, written while he was stationed in Germany with the Air Force, became his first major hit? I Walk the Line, Ring of Fire, or Man in Black? I Walk the Line. What was Little Richard's birth name? Richard Little, Richard Wayne, or Richard Penniman? Richard Penniman. Which of these Buddy Holly songs features the innovative use of celesta, an instrument rarely used in rock music at the time? That'll Be the Day, Oh Boy, or Every Day? Every Day. What was the name of Bill Haley's backing band? The Crickets, the Meteors, or the Comets? The Comets. Which of these artists is credited with writing Be-Bop-A-Lula, a song that significantly influenced early rock and roll? Eddie Cochran, Carl Perkins, or Gene Vincent? Gene Vincent. What was the original name of Buddy Holly's band before they became known as the Crickets? The Three Tunes, the Rhythm Rockers, or the Beatles? The Three Tunes. Which of these Chuck Berry songs is often considered one of the first rock and roll songs to feature guitar feedback? Johnny B. Good, Sweet Little 16, or Maybelline? Maybelline. What was the name of the record label founded by Sam Phillips that launched the careers of many rock and roll pioneers? Stax Records, Atlantic Records, or Sun Records? Sun Records. Which of these artists was known for his distinctive chicken scratch guitar style? James Burton, Cliff Gallup, or Scotty Moore? Scotty Moore. What was the original title of Little Richard's hit song Tutti Frutti? Rudy Tooty, Fruity Patootie, or Tutti Frutti Good Booty? Tutti Frutti Good Booty? Which of these Jerry Lee Lewis songs caused controversy due to its suggestive lyrics and was banned by many radio stations? Great Balls of Fire, Whole Lotta Shakin' Going On, or Breathless? Whole Lotta Shakin' Going On. What was the name of the guitar amplifier that contributed to the signature sound of many early rock and roll recordings? Fender Deluxe, Vox AC30, or Marshall? Fender Deluxe. Which of these artists was known as the Big O due to his powerful operatic voice? Otis Redding, Orville Couch, or Roy Orbison? Roy Orbison. What was the name of the recording technique developed by Sam Phillips that gave early rock and roll its distinctive slapback echo effect? Wall of sound, reverb chamber, or tape delay? Tape delay. Which of these Chuck Berry songs was inspired by his sister Lucy and her husband Bernard? Memphis, Tennessee, Johnny Be Good, or You Never Can Tell? Memphis, Tennessee. What was the name of the guitar effect pedal invented by Glenn Snoddy that became popular with many rock guitarists in the late 50s? Wah-wah, phaser, or fuzz tone? Fuzz tone. And let's move over to chart-topping hits for question 21. Which song originally released in 1940 became a massive hit for Fats Domino in the 50s? I'm Walkin', Blue Monday, or Blueberry Hill? Blueberry Hill. What was the first rock and roll single to reach the Billboard charts? Maybelline, Rock Around the Clock, or Heartbreak Hotel? Rock Around the Clock. Which chart-topping hit by the Platters includes the lyrics, Oh Yes, I'm the Great Pretender? My Prayer, Twilight Time, or The Great Pretender? The Great Pretender. What was Eddie Howard's chart-topping hit in 1951? Cold Cold Heart, Because of You, or Sin? Sin. Which of these songs was not a #1 hit for Lloyd Price? Personality, Stagger Lee, or Lottie Miss Claudie? Lottie Miss Claudie. What was the original title of Little Richard's hit song Tutti Frutti? A Wop Bam Boom, Wop Bop a Loo Bop, or Tutti Frutti Good Booty? Tutti Frutti Good Booty. Which chart-topping hit by Chuck Berry features the lyrics Go, 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 Johnny Go? Johnny Be Good, Sweet Little 16, or Roll Over Beethoven? Johnny Be Good. What was the first million-selling record for Bobby Darin? Mac the Knife, Splish Splash, or Beyond the Sea? Splish Splash. Which of these songs was Ruth Brown's first #1 R&B hit? 5, 10, 15 Hours, Oh What a Dream, or Teardrops from my eyes. Teardrops from my eyes. What was the title of Gene Autry's chart-topping Christmas song in 1950? Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or Santa Claus is Coming to Town? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Which of these was not a #1 hit for Johnny Ray and the Four Lads? Walk My Way, The Little White Cloud That Cried, or Somebody Stole My Gal? Somebody Stole My Gal. What was the title of K-Star's massive hit that referenced the new musical trend? Rock and Roll Waltz, Wheel of Fortune, or Side by Side? Rock and Roll Waltz. Which chart-topping hit by Jerry Lee Lewis caused controversy due to its suggestive lyrics? Breathless, Great Balls of Fire, or Whole Lotta Shakin' Goin' On? Whole Lotta Shakin' Goin' On. What was the title of Percy Mayfield's major hit that became a blues standard? Please Send Me Someone to Love, Lost Love, or Memory Pain? Please Send Me Someone to Love. Which of these songs was Eartha Kitt's hit in 1953? C'est Si Bon, Santa Baby, or I Want to Be Evil? C'est Si Bon. What was the title of Link Wray's instrumental hit that popularized the power chord? Ace of Spades, Rumble, or Jack the Ripper? Rumble. Which chart-topping hit by the Chantels features the lyrics, Maybe If I Pray Every Night? I Love You So, He's Gone, or Maybe? Maybe. What was the title of Laverne Baker's 1956 hit about a fictional hero? I Cried a Tear, Play It Fair, or Jim Dandy? Jim Dandy. Which of these was Chuck Willis's hit that helped popularize the dance craze? What Am I Living For, It's Too Late, or CC Rider? CC Rider. What was the title of Little Willie John's original 1956 hit that later became famous through Peggy Lee's cover? Fever, Talk to Me, or All Around the World? Fever. And let's move over to genres and movements for question 41. Which musical genre originating in New Orleans is characterized by its use of collective improvisation and syncopated rhythms? Blues, swing, or jazz? Jazz. What term describes the fusion of country and rhythm and blues that became popular in the 1950s? Western swing, bluegrass, or rockabilly? Rockabilly. Which musical movement associated with San Francisco emphasized experimentation and psychedelic experiences? Acid rock, folk revival, or British invasion? Acid rock. What genre of music originating in Jamaica is characterized by its offbeat rhythm and socially conscious lyrics? Reggae, calypso, or ska? Reggae. Which musical style, developed in Detroit, featured a distinctive blend of pop and soul music? Philadelphia soul, Memphis soul, or Motown sound? Motown sound. What term describes the genre of African American folk music that often dealt with themes of struggle and perseverance? Gospel, work songs, or spirituals? Spirituals. Which musical movement originating in the UK was characterized by its use of electric guitars and amplified sound? Skiffle, Northern soul, or British beat? British beat. What genre of music, popular in the 60s, featured close harmonies and often addressed social issues? Folk rock, Baroque pop, or psychedelic pop? Folk rock. Which musical style, originating in California, featured reverb-heavy guitar sounds and themes of surfing and beach life? Hot rod rock, surf music, or instrumental rock? Surf music. What term describes the genre of music that blended elements of country, folk, and rock in the late 60s? Country rock, southern rock, or Americana? Country rock. Which musical movement associated with Greenwich Village emphasized traditional folk music and protest songs? Beat movement, folk revival, or coffee house scene? Folk revival. What genre of music originating in Chicago featured amplified instruments and a heavy backbeat? Piedmont blues, jump blues, or Chicago blues? Chicago blues. Which musical style, popular in the early 60s, featured close harmonies and often dealt with themes of teenage life? Bubblegum pop, Brill building sound, or girl group? Girl group. What term describes the genre of music that blended elements of jazz, rhythm and blues, and gospel? Disco, R&B, or soul? Soul. Which musical movement originating in the UK was characterized by its mod fashion and use of scooters? Mod, skinhead, or rocker? Mod. What genre of music, popular in the 50s and 60s, featured complex harmonies and often drew from jazz influences? Barbershop quartet, a cappella, or vocal jazz? Vocal jazz. Which musical style originating in New York City featured Latin rhythms and instrumentation blended with jazz? Mambo, Latin jazz, or bossa nova? Latin jazz. What term describes the genre of music that blended elements of folk and country with a focus on storytelling? Americana, outlaw country, or singer-songwriter? Singer-songwriter. Which musical movement associated with the UK emphasized raw, aggressive sounds and anti-establishment attitudes? Glam rock, progressive rock, or punk rock? Punk rock. What genre of music, popular in the 60s, featured extended instrumental solos and complex song structures? Experimental rock, avant-garde rock, or progressive rock? Progressive rock. And cultural impact for question 61. Which music festival is often credited with epitomizing the counterculture movement of the 60s? Woodstock Music and Art Fair, Newport Folk Festival, or Monterey Pop Festival? Woodstock Music and Art Fair. What dance craze, popularized by Chubby Checker, became a global phenomenon in the early 60s? The Watusi, the locomotion, or the twist? The twist. Which Beatles album cover sparked controversy due to its depiction of mutilated dolls and raw meat? Yesterday and Today, Abbey Road, or Revolver? Yesterday and Today. One term was coined to describe the mass hysteria and fanaticism surrounding the Beatles: Beatles fever, Liverpool mania, or Beatlemania? Beatlemania. Which music venue in New York City became synonymous with a folk music revival of the 60s? Cafe Wa, Gertie's Folk City, or the Bitter End? Cafe Wa. What hairstyle popularized by the Beatles became a symbol of youth rebellion in the 1960s? Mop top, pompadour, or ducktail? Mop top. Which musical, debuting on Broadway in 1967, reflected the hippie counterculture and sexual revolution? Hair, Oh Calcutta, or Godspell? Hair. What term was used to describe the British cultural exports, including music and fashion, that became popular in the US during the 60s? The British invasion, the English wave, or the UK phenomenon? The British invasion. Which music documentary featuring the Rolling Stones is often cited as capturing the end of the 60s counterculture? Monterey Pop, Gimme Shelter, or Don't Look Back? Gimme Shelter. What dance style, originating in Detroit, became popular with the rise of Motown music? The monkey, the jerk, or the stroll? The jerk. Which psychedelic rock band's performances at the Avalon Ballroom and Fillmore Auditorium helped define the San Francisco sound? The Doors, Jefferson Airplane, or the Grateful Dead? Jefferson Airplane. What fashion item, popularized by Mary Quant, became a symbol of women's liberation in the 60s? Bell-bottom pants, the miniskirt, or the peasant blouse? The miniskirt. Which music magazine, founded in the 60s, became a cornerstone of rock journalism and counterculture reporting? Melody Maker, Rolling Stone, or New Musical Express? Rolling Stone. What term was used to describe the group of singer-songwriters who lived and worked in Los Angeles' Laurel Canyon in the late 1960s? California Dreamers, West Coast Collective, or Laurel Canyon Sound? Laurel Canyon Sound. Which film, featuring The Who, captured the essence of the mod subculture in 1960s Britain? Performance, A Hard Day's Night, or Quadrophenia? Quadrophenia. What cultural movement originating in the UK was characterized by its focus on modernist and pop art influences? Teddy Boys, Rockers, or mod? Mod. Which music venue in San Francisco became a focal point for psychedelic rock and the hippie counterculture? The Troubadour, Whiskey A Go Go, or Fillmore Auditorium? Fillmore Auditorium. What term was used to describe the group of folk musicians who frequented New York City's Greenwich Village in the early 60s? Village People, New York Troubadours, or Greenwich Village Folk Scene? Greenwich Village Folk Scene. Which cultural phenomenon originating in the UK was characterized by its focus on futuristic fashion and pop art? Youthquake, Swinging London, or Carnaby Street? Swinging London. What dance style, popularized by TV shows like American Bandstand, became a staple of teenage social gatherings in the 60s? The hustle, the swim, or the pony? The swim. And let's move over to memorable performances for our next category. Which Beatles performance is famous for being their last live public concert held on the rooftop of Apple Corps? Candlestick Park, Hollywood Bowl, or Apple Corps Rooftop? Apple Corps Rooftop. What was unique about the Doors' performance on The Ed Sullivan Show that led to them being banned from the program? Smashing instruments, played organ with feet, or they refused to change the lyrics of Light My Fire? They refused to change the lyrics of Light My Fire. Which music festival featured Jimi Hendrix's iconic rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner? Woodstock Music and Art Fair, Isle of Wight Festival, or the Atlanta International Pop Festival? Woodstock Music and Art Fair. What controversial action did Bob Dylan take during his performance at the Newport Folk Festival? Played an electric guitar, sang in French, or recited poetry instead of singing? He played an electric guitar. Which TV show did Elvis Presley famously appear on where he was only filmed from the waist up? The Steve Allen Show, American Bandstand, or the Milton Berle Show? The Milton Berle Show. What unique feature characterized the Beach Boys' performance of Good Vibrations on The Ed Sullivan Show? They used a theremin on stage, they sang in reverse, or they performed in swimsuits? They used a theremin on stage. What was notable about The Who's appearance on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour? They played instruments made of ice, they performed in complete darkness, or Keith Moon's drum kit exploded? Keith Moon's drum kit exploded. Which artist's performance at Woodstock is remembered for his rendition of Soul Sacrifice with an extended drum solo? Jefferson Airplane, Santana or the band? Santana. What made James Brown's 1964 performance at the Tammy Show particularly memorable? He performed a duet with Elvis Presley, he upstaged the Rolling Stones, or he performed for 3 hours straight. He upstaged the Rolling Stones. Which artist's performance of My Generation on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour ended with a smoking guitar amplifier? Cream, the Yardbirds, or The Who? The Who. And one-hit wonders for our last category. Which 1960 hit by Maurice Williams and the Zodiacs became their only top 40 success? Little Darlin', Stay, or Do You Believe? Stay. What was the name of the Tokens' 1961 chart-topping adaptation of a Zulu folk song? African Lullaby, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, or Wimaway? The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Which instrumental hit by the Champs became their sole top 40 success in 1958? Tequila, Chariot Rock, or Train to Nowhere? Tequila. What was the title of Jürgen Igman's 1961 instrumental hit, his only entry in the US Top 40? Apache, Guitar Boogie, or Pepe? Apache. Which 1958 novelty song by Sheb Wooley became his only top 40 hit? The Purple People Eater, Space Oddity, or Galaxy Express? The Purple People Eater. What was the title of the Hollywood Argylls' only hit which topped the charts in 1960? Alley Oop, Long Tall Sally, or Holly Golly? Alley Oop. Which 1963 surf rock instrumental became the Shantays' sole top 40 hit? Pipeline, Surf Rider, or Wipeout? Pipeline. What was the name of Ernie Cato's only top 40 hit from 1961? A Certain Girl, Mother-in-Law, or Tee-Ta, Tee-Ta, Ta-Ta? Mother-in-Law. Which 1962 dance craze song became the Contours' only top 40 hit? Can you jerk like me? Do you love me? Or Shake Sherry? Do you love me? What was the title of the Silhouettes' 1958 doo-wop hit, their sole top 40 success? Hey Ho, Get a Job, or I Am Lonely? Get a Job. And our bonus question, which 1960 hit by Bruce Channel became his only top 40 entry? Let us know the answer in the comments. And here we have our Quiz Class Einstein rewards. Please let us know how you rank, along with the answer to the bonus question, of course. Thanks for playing our quiz. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.